Well, this is my absolute favorite stop on the Pasture Rock every year. So this is our Pasture piggies. They come in the spring. We buy them as weaner pigs, and we fatten them up until usually October, November, and we direct market them into the city here. It's not a very big operation, but like I said, it's one of my favorites. We do the same rotational grazing with the pigs that we do with the cattle. It's just a little bit different setup. The concepts are still the same. So we're trying to do short graze periods, we're trying to do longer rest periods, good animal impact, good stock density, and we try and leave lots of residue to build the soil armor. With the pigs though, they are not a ruminant, so we do supply them with a little bit of grain. You can see the grain truck in the background here. It does have an organic oat and barley mixture. It's only a supplement to them though. The forage is definitely their main diet. They really like the broadleafs, so the clovers, the dandelions, that's their favorite. That's the first thing they'll eat. If you leave them in there in a paddock long enough, they will eat the grass, but they prefer the roots of the grass, so that's when they start rooting. So we try and move the fence before they damage it too much because pigs naturally do root. I broadcast out clovers and some broadleaf, different types of plants following grazing, because they do beat up areas of it, so it's good to throw some seed out there. And then the next year we've got some good broadleaves for them to graze on. Well, how we set this up is we've got this cage. It's a portable cell center. So a cell center would be an area with their water in the middle, and then we've got paddocks all the way around the outside of it. And that's what we do with this, but except it's portable, we can move it. So we'll have this cage, which is their home base. It's got the grain and water in it and their swimming pool, which I'll show you. We set up electric netting around the outside of this. We can probably do 5 or 6 paddocks around the outside of this and then basically rotate around this cell center. And when we're done, then we move the whole system over another 500 yards and do it all again. So we basically move this whole cell center around this paddock. It's about a 10-acre paddock. And the cows actually come in here during the season once or twice as well to knock it down. So that keeps the forage in really good quality for the pigs. So they have basically second cut all season long. They get really good, a really good diet. We do have a swimming pool in the background for them. If you make a mud hole for them, you have to haul a lot of water. You see in the background, we've got a portable water tank. So we give them a little swimming pool here that the water doesn't seep away. So they always have a place to go cool off on a hot day. Make sure we have a tarp over top of it. It's not to protect them from the rain, it's to protect them from the sun. On hot days, they need to get out of the sun, have a little bit of shade. We actually cut holes in a brand new tarp to let the rain go through the tarp. And we've got our grain hoppers mounted to the side of this cage, as well as the swimming pool and the water trough here. Everything's attached to the cage, so when we move the cage, everything moves with it. We just have to take the electric netting down, obviously, and drag this with a pickup or the backhoe. We can move it around pretty easily. So, one thing that we've tried a few times, we kind of go back and forth between for our water. We do have a nipple system attached to this cage, depending where we're at and how we're doing it. This year we're not doing it because we're supplying apple cider vinegar to the pigs. They get a little bit in their water every day. And the problem with the apple cider vinegar is you can't use any metal containers, metal tank. It's got to be rubber because the apple cider vinegar will react with the metal. So everything's got to be plastic. So the nipples have got metal pipe in them, so we can't really run it through there. Our water tank is also metal, so we can't put it in there. We have to put it in after once it's in the troughs. So this year we're not using the nipple system, but we do have that option here if we need to. We don't use any parasite controls other than natural, so the apple cider vinegar is for that. We do give them diatomaceous earth a few times during the season, but we haven't had any major issues. They seem to do quite well. They'll be 170 to 200 pounds by October, November. So we direct market our pasture pork into the city. We butcher I think we got 24 this year. So probably half of those will get sold directly as halves and wholes in the fall. And the remainder we cut up into our picks. And then all winter we sell pork packages, $100 pork packages, randomly to people in the city that maybe they don't have the freezer space. And we deliver into the city. We're about 45 minutes out, so we'll actually deliver right to their door.